Well, hello, everybody. How are you? For those of you that are tuning in or hearing me for the very first time, this is your girl, Deborah Franklin. Y'all, and I am the proud owner of Deborah Franklin Publishing. And one question that has been popping up so much for everybody lately is the word pivot. What does the word pivot mean to you? When I first heard the word, when I first heard the word pivot, I always, or when now, even when I hear it now, I always think about basketball. You know, they talk about you have to pivot because now someone is standing in front of you and you're trying to make your shot, but you can't make your shot because you're being blocked. And so you got to put one foot silent and then you move with the other foot so you can get a clear shot or get it over to another teammate. And so in this season right now, I feel like that is what God is telling us to do, that just like in basketball, we have got to pivot. And those of you that have experienced the pivot already, you already know that the pivot can some will the pivot doesn't mean no. The pivot means that just not yet, and that you got time, and that you may have to find a different way to get to your desired outcome. And I have been experiencing the pivot like never before. It's like God was like, this is what you're going to do. But then it was like nothing was working out. Everything was coming against me. People that had promised to do things weren't able to do it. It's not that they couldn't do it. They just had things that popped up and they couldn't do it at that time. Locations were falling through. Everything was happening. And it was like, okay, God, now I know you told me to do this. And so, and then I thought about it. I said, I got to pivot. And because I had to pivot, that means that I had to figure out a different way, or not necessarily figure it out, but I had to wait and let God show me how to figure it out. And one thing that I want to tell you guys is that when you get into that pivot situation, that pivot is the answer is not going to be revealed to you by somebody well, now somebody could pick up the phone, but God is going to show you in an odd way. And you're going to be like, oh my God. Because in this pivot season, you're going to have to be able to say, but God gave me the pivot. But God gave me the solution. But God showed me how to do it. How many of you are experiencing that? How many of you can say what the pivot means to you? How many of you can share right now, what does that pivot mean to you? And one thing that we are doing in this season, I am launching a new a new book collaboration. Y'all, I am looking for 50 people to share their story about their pivot. And some of you are in the process of your pivot now. Some of you experienced your process of pivot while we were in quarantine, while we were locked in. I've shared a lot of times that I had to make a major pivot during the quarantine. God, it was like God put me in this cave and I had to just learn new skills, meet new people, launch new things, jump out into the deep. But that's because I had to do what? I had to pivot. And I promise you, I'll be sharing my story in this collaboration. And again, I'm looking for 50 other people to join me and say you want to join in this collaboration because you want to share with the world about how your pivot changed your life. Now, one thing you say, well, why would I want to be in a book collaboration? For those of you that have been wanting to tell your story, but you weren't sure that you wanted to do your book by yourself, this is a great way to jump out and start your book project with help and being able to launch with a team as opposed to by your alone. And it's also a great way to gain more visibility for those of you that are coaches, ministers, just starting out, or just wanted to add to your process of visibility. It's another form of visibility for you doing that as well. So you got it in you. You just got to stand up and do it. And that this collaboration is going to be like none other. Like I said, I am looking for 50 people to join me in this collaboration project. We're going to have informational meetings happening fairly soon. I want you to be in the place. We only have, again, it's only 50 people. So I'm going to make the link available so you can sign up to be a part of. We're going to be doing two informational meetings. And in those meetings, we're going to share what it would take to be in the project. The length of the project, it won't be long. We're not going to take a long time to do it. We have editors on staff. We have people that can help you write. So we have ghostwriters. Anything that you need to help you get your chapter done in the book, we have it. But go ahead, use the link that we provided in the chat below to go ahead and sign up for one of those informational meetings to come out and find out how you can be a part of the next book collaboration for Deborah Franklin Publishing. Join me, guys. I really want to hear from you. I can't wait to hear your stories about how you made the pivot. Well, all right, guys, I love you to life and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great evening. Make sure that you do go over to our YouTube page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, if you're looking for a book publisher concierge, please reach out to me. Can't wait to hear from you. You can always drop your messages in the chat. If you're watching this on replay, or if you're even seeing this in your email, you can just hit respond, reply, click the button, schedule a meeting. And again, we want to hear from you because we are looking for 50 people to join us. It doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter anything. We were looking for 50 people to share their stories about their pivot. Well, all right, guys. Again, I love you to life and ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace.